Just a few moments, guys, before do anything else. There we go. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone, with no car sounds again, because I literally just raced back from home, and yeah, I literally just joined back. I literally raced here, but I'm here, all in good spirits, and yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm a bit tired, but I'm all good. Fruitful sets the fast lap record 1:34.7. Sanjovic is on track. Jensen, Chris is just about to finish his lap now in the AlphaTauri, and now he's put in a 1:33.9, so fastest lap of the session. Here comes Joey, going through the third sector now in his Scuderia Ferrari, doing very well for himself. Skipping the curbs. 3 people joining. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Very weird entry there by Joey, so let's go to Leronix. Leronix now going through the final double half planner before he crosses the line, setting a 1:35.7. So that's pretty much a second slower than Fruitful. So that's pretty much a bit more improvement from him. Here's Lost Souls doing his lap now in his McLaren. So apologies for no game sounds. I just literally raced home, and due to a late thing going on, so unfortunately the stream had to be delayed by a good 13 minutes. So yeah, I do apologize about that. And the reason I have no game sounds is because obvious reasons. So obviously we're not going to get any game sounds at the moment, so hopefully we get them in the race. Lost Souls is now doing his run. We're doing in the second sector. I will go to the championship standings any moment. It's just been a massive rush, so hopefully CPI Connor has left the session, so hopefully Connor can get back himself in. Is Lost Souls going slowly? Yes, Lost Souls is going slowly. Let's go to Venom. Venom, of course, doing his thing in a moment. 4 people joining the stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GP1, the main event of the evening. Yes, apologies for no game sounds, unfortunately. Raced home, raced onto the game, and now it's just literally... Oh, Venom's completely done himself over on that one. Where's Jensen? Just about to start his run now. So look at Jensen then. Jensen's about to do his run. I might be on my own today, boys. Boys and girls, I might have to do this on my own. So Jensen starts his lap now in his Red Bull. So as you can see in the standings, Chris has moved into second place now, taking Leronix after both Mercedes didn't score any points, so it's now down to 3 points. Well, the top 3 are separated by 4 points. That's amazing. Chris is definitely in this championship fight, and Laser is not out of it as well. So it's definitely a top 4. It's a 4-horse race for this championship. Jensen is not one of these contenders. Chris is definitely, as he is definitely on pole. Jensen doing all he can to get his Red Bull up he can. Game Boys is in 5th. Jensen, who we're watching now, is 6th in this championship. Fruitful and Venom, the Racing Point drivers, are 7th and 8th. Ferrari's Connor is in 9th. Sanjovic in 10th. Clarkey 11th. James Brennan 12th. Gelato 13th. Warbeek 14th. Spanias in 15th. Gogs in 16th. Tony 17th. 5-Shot Ryan 18th. Golden Crimson and Lost Souls are 19th and 20th. And the Constructors' Championship is Mercedes are leading. Renault 2nd. AlphaTauri 3rd, Haas 4th, Racing Point 5th, Scuderia Ferrari in 6th, Williams in 7th, Red Bull 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and McLaren in 10th place. I do say this now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an exciting end to this championship, and I'll tell you now, the final few races will be very, very exciting, as Jensen puts his Red Bull into that second place position ahead of Fruitful. Sanjovic has invalidated. Joey is on his run now. So yeah, it's all looking really good at the moment. Evening, Dan. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I want not to hear any game sounds, but of course it's my fault because it's just literally been a massive rush. So let's see how Joe gets on. And of course he's reserving for excuse me, long day. Reserving for James Braden. So here comes Joey. Joey goes a bit wobbly out into the entry. And Joey puts into that third place position. Sanchovic, of course, invalidated. So let's have a look at Clarkey F1. Clarkey F1 has always been here in the sport. Loves his Formula 1, of course, like us all does. And of course, love to see that AlphaTauri car doing well. Game Boy's in 6th. Lyronix is doing his lap, so let's go to Lyronix. Oh, he's invalidated his lap, says Lyronix, so he has to do another one. Where's Lost Souls at? Lost Souls is starting his lap. Lost Souls, of course, in and out of the league. A few misdemeanors and that, but I'm sure he'll put himself right, of course. Lost Souls is a very talented driver. Well, I can't see 3 comments. I do not understand the logic. Evening, Rage Hunter. Welcome to the stream. Lost Souls, of course, in the McLaren. Doing his thing. Doing all he can as his teammate. So he has got a teammate, sorry. That's the Ferrari most likely to be Korea. We'll definitely get game stands in the race. Lost Souls doing all he can at the moment to get his McLaren into those top positions, mostly the top 10 he's aiming for. Drivers are now on flying laps. Electra Dan's, of course, I didn't see that. We haven't got any Rappy. We haven't got Rappy today. Rappy is our championship leader, of course. He won't be scoring any points today, so definitely indeed will be Electra. So Electra Dan is reserving. Lost Souls invalidated. Let's go to Electra Dan's in the pits. Clarkey is on his run now. No, unfortunately, Rage. I haven't got a guest commentator. I think Fletcher's got more problems, unfortunately. So I think I'm on my own today. So I'll try and preserve my voice the best I can. So Clarkey doing speaking of doing all he can, all I can. Dan says jump on commentary, Rage. I think Rage might be shy, I don't know. So Clarkey F1, let's see how he's doing. Going into that final sector now. He's purple on his own time. This is not generally a time to the others. This is just his own personal times. Ray says you need Psycho Mitch. There you go. He's feeling a little shy today. He's feeling very shy. Clarkey swinging in. Look how he's cutting those corners. He's really aggressive as Clarkey. Clarkey now flies through. And he takes pole. So maybe those purple setters do mean a thing. Maybe I was wrong. It's Connor. Where's Sanjovic? Sanjovic is in the first set. Let's have a look at Connor. So AlphaTauri 1-2. Connor's left the session again. So he's definitely having problems. Sanjovic. Doing his part in his Haas car. Yeah, definitely 33-6 from Mr. Clarkey. He's in good form at the moment, to be fair. Chris and Clark, are both AlphaTauri boys, are doing very, very well. Just like Dan did in GP4 on Monday. So Sanchevitz doing his part in this Haas car, going through this beautiful section underneath the grandstands as they're cheering on the Haas team. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't got a game sound at the moment, but I think they'll come in the race. So unfortunately you're going to get to hear my voice during this time. So yeah, that's pretty much unfortunate for my part, because I love game sounds, but unfortunately we can't get them in the moment. So Game Boys underneath the grandstands. So let's see how he cracks on in his Renault. Can he beat? Can he get himself into the 134s? I think that could be a good target for Game Boys. We've got no Madman Tony in here today as well. Gogs is just doing Gogs. He's just staying in the pits. His Venom's in the pits still. Connor's rejoined us again. Welcome back, Connor. Game Boys really, of course, pushing his hardest. Laser, he can really take advantage of Rappy's absence here today. So does Chris. I think we can have a new championship leader. It's only a few points, but only, what's it, 6 points or so between the two? Between Clarkey and... No, not Clark. Chris and Rappy. So right now, if the result is like this, Chris will definitely take the championship lead. Rappy's been dominating all season, but after his misdemeanors in Monza, not finishing the race, is all close back on the top. I think I won't do that, Dan. I'll just embarrass myself on my beautiful car noises. You could... So Game Boys doing his part in his Renault car. I can't imitate a Renault, unfortunately, because the Renault, I can't describe what a Renault sound looks like. Here's Game Boys. Game Boys flies round through the final 2 corners. Game Boys flies round and does get to 134. The 34.4, better lap from his part. The Ronix is just pushing his hardest in on those medium tyres. He's wanted to start mediums, but everyone's on their final runs now, apart from Venom and Gogs. Where is Venom? Venom's still in the pits, so Venom can't go out again. So go to the Ronix. Leronix really pushing hard. He's one of our championship contenders, of course, in his black Mercedes. Nice turn there from Leronix. Giving his car his all on those medium tyres. Almost invalidating, but it's all good on his part. Here comes Leronix come through the final 2 corners. Leronix now towards the line. It's a 134.2. It's a really good lap from the medium runner. Where's Chris at? Go through the first 2 corners. Joey goes into 5th. Joey's will start his lap now. Fruitful's about to finish his run. He can go it again. And it goes on pole. 33.0. Good lap from Fruitful. So it's going to be a 32 to be pole. Can anyone get in the 32s, I wonder? Chris has got to try his hardest. Sanchevitz retires. Of course, Lyronix, Jensen and Joey looking very pretty. Sanchevitz looking pretty. Chris is not going to go mediums. He's definitely going softs. Electro Dan is staying out of the way. Chris is going to try his hardest to get his car forward as he can. He's got the Renault that looks to be laser. We'll go to him. Laser needs to push hard. He's on those medium tyres. He wants to get high as he can. He's one of our championship contenders. Laser go through the final 2 corners now. Through 22 and 23. Here comes Laser. 4th place Laser. Here comes Chris behind. He will not improve. So Fruitful stays pole for the moment. Where's Neuronix? Goes into the pits. Joey now comes through. Where's Connor? Connor's on his lap. Gelato goes 4th. Nice work for Gelato on those medium tyres. Here comes Joey. Joey is going to the pits, so we're now looking at Connor. CPI Connor, of course, has had an impressive start to the season. CPI Connor will now fly through the final 2 corners. Connor will now go. He'll go into 6th. So qualifying done. And Fruitful, he'll just come in. So Fruitful will get pole. Clarky and Chris will look out the AlphaTauri's 2 and 3. Gelato 4th, Laser 5th, CPI Connor 6th, Neuronix 7th, Jensen 8th, Joey 9th, Senchevitz 10th, Game Boys 11th, Legendan is 12th, Venom 13th, Gogs 14th, and Lost Souls in 15th. 33-0 from Fruitful. Beautiful work from him. Can he translate that to the race, I wonder? We have to wait and see. As you can finally hear the game sounds from my telly, which is good. Fruitful first, Clarky 2nd. And Chris, for those of your 3 soft tyre runners, and the rest of them are medium tyre runners. So Gelato, Laser, Connor, Neuronix, Jensen, and Joey, and Sanchevitz. Those lot will start mediums. These lot will get the free choice of Gay Boys, Legendan, Venom, Gogs, and Lost Souls. Jensen said he would have got a 32.9. Goodness me. Hopefully you get a good race in. You need to get a good. Well, at least you're starting mediums. That's the main thing. He's saying apparently. So this is where the point now where my voice is going to have all sorts of problems because it's race time. I am missing Fletcher, unfortunately. I am missing Fletcher. Beside me, it's not the same. Okay, so. Mind you, a little story there from GP1 actually. With that SFR's GP1 boys did well in the League v League race that they did. Well done to our boys in GP1, doing the best for our league and made it proud. Well done to you lot. As you can hear those engines revving for their formation lap. There's the pit stop strategy. Is on soft, medium. If you want to go straddling, you want to go very aggressive. If you want to go 2 stops, but I think these guys on those medium tyres will be doing the soft to hard race. So. Wow, is this going to play out? For the soft tyre guys of Fruitful, Clark and Chris, they'll be trying to get the best gap as possible for those soft tyres to get away. Well, yeah, Dan confirmed we absolutely smashed the Colombian League. And also some off-track F1 news as well, that Formula 1 next year are going to Saudi Arabia next year as a night race. So guys in the chat, please tell me what your thoughts of F1 going to Saudi Arabia. I'd love to know your thoughts. As Fruitful, Clarky and Chris are warming up those soft tyres. Keep an eye on Game Boys Legend and Venom. They'll be on those hard tyres at the start. Definitely going mediums. So we're going to see how they all line up. Well, how this all plays out at the start. Definitely right there. Always interested to have a new track on the calendar. Yes, definitely. It's always interesting to see Formula 1 go to a new country. I watched an F1 video actually. Formula 1 going to Africa. I'd like to see Formula 1 go back to Africa. Dan says, love the Saudi idea. I get to go there as my partner's dad works there. Yeah, Saudi Arabia is a lovely place to go there. There's major sports as well, like monster trucks and wrestling and that. So yeah, really good to see Formula 1 has played its part in the Saudi area. As all the cars now are literally lining up on the grid now. How is Fruitful going to play this? Clark and Chris, the AlphaTauris, will be right behind them. As the last car of Lost Souls lines up on the grid. The guys are ready. 5 red lights to the Singapore Grand Prix. And we're lights out and off we go. Fruitful and Chris. Fruitful versus Clarky down towards the start. And Fruitful gets a very good start. The Ferraris are literally pinching. And now they go through the first 3 turns. And there's a prize spinning around. That's not Connor as it is. Connor spun round. So he'll go down to last. He must have lost it, I think. As all of them goes streaming towards the back straight. Laser is stalking behind Gelato. Gelato and Laser. And they're going to side by side between. Looks like to be Sanjibis and Jensen. The Onyx behind them as well, but they're all now going through this tight left-hander here. They're going to be careful, and that's a smash front, almost a bump in the back for Jensen, for Sanjibis, almost bumming into him, but no friendly damages yet on the Haskard. So we're all looking good as they fly around through these 23 corners here in Singapore. It's a 31-lap race. It's a long race, a busy night for our drivers here in GP1, but they're all staking around these lovely section of corners. Going down Anderson Bridge. Fruitful leads from 4 tenths of a second. Ahead of Clark here, ahead of Gelato, ahead of Laser. Now last week's race, all these guys were underneath the second of each other, going into throughout the entire race. Let's see if we get any of that today. Fruitful leads ahead of Clark, ahead of Chris, ahead of Clark. The AlphaTauris have switched around at the start. So Chris will now try and chase down Fruitful. This is a championship contender of Chris, and Laser's the number 1 in 5th, but he's on the different tyre strategy. So it's interesting to see how all these guys will play out. And that's another Ferrari. That's Joey having another mare. There's another Ferrari having a mare. And is that's not Leonix into the pits? It is. Leonix is into the pits. Front wing damage, so Leonix is in the pits. And we got I believe Game Boys is going to fight with someone. He's a fight with Electrodan and Connor. Let's go to Electrodan. Electrodan trying to close down towards, looks to be Game Boys. It is. As the game does his jiggery dance. Connor trying to close down to Electrodan, but Electrodan will not be denied from Connor's pace. As the game sorts itself out, you can see Gelato's ahead of Clarky now. So the Haas driver is making progress on those medium tyres. The soft tyres will only last a couple more a lap or two before they had to go back in, before they had to go in for their first scheduled stop. So Fruitful lead, 7 tenths a second ahead of Chris, and is 3 tenths ahead of Gelato. Gelato is making those medium tyres work to its best. Laser now is going towards the back of this group, going towards behind of Clarky. Clarky in all sorts of problems, trying to catch down what looks to be a very seemingly slow AlphaTauri of Clarky. Penalty starting to come in now. Look at Gelato closing in on, and look at this, the Gelato is closing on Chris, but Chris is closing down on Fruitful. Laser is gone through into 4th place because now Clarkie's in the pits for a start after 2 laps of those soft tyre compounds. Let's go to the leaders. Chris is closing in on Fruitful, with Gelato is close behind. These 3 are going down this first backstreet where the DRS is now enabled. You can see in the back of Chris's rear wing that he's literally got the DRS open. Overtake mode is on, but nowhere near through as such as yet. We're going to look at Venom, because Venom's on the back of side on Centrovitz, so Centrovitz is not there. Game Boys is getting overtaken by Connor for 9th, so that's Connor into 9th place now. And we've got all these drivers sneaking around this lovely 23 corner circuit of Singapore. Yes, of course, I am watching the track on those medium tyres. Gelato gets a 3-second penalty, who's right behind Chris. Penalties will be a factor, as always, here in this Formula 1 season. And you can see Gelato really closing up to the back of Chris's car, but Chris has got the drive he needs to get away. For Gelato, get on the back of Fruitful's car. He's using Fruitful as a track guide, following where he goes. To see where he goes. We're going board with the Alpha Tauri. Fruitful goes a bit wide, going to his right-hander as it goes towards the underneath the grandstand corners. Going through it left, then right, cutting the corners as they usually do. Trying to get the best advantages as they can. Fruitful, look at that. Chris is really aggressive over those corners as Fruitful tries to get away. But Chris is sticking with him, sticking to that Racing Point car. Look at the accident Gelato has. Gelato with those medium compound tyres are making them work. The highest tyre runner is definitely Centrovitz, as Connor sets the fastest lap of the race on those medium compound tyres. He's doing really well as Connor, but looking at Chris now, comes towards the back of Fruitful. Fruitful is in trouble from already as Chris is closing in as he comes with the overtake mode and the rich mix, and now he goes down the inside. And look at Fruitful defending well, defending that inside line. Now Chris is looking at that switchback move as he's looking around the outside of Fruitful's car, and Fruitful and Clarkie's out of the race. Clarkie is retired in the pits. So Clarkie has had enough of this race, so he is out of this race, and now going down from 50 to 14 runners. And now we're going to see if Chris can really close down Fruitful's car. I think Clarkie has something to do. I think so. We're definitely going to see Clarkie. Oh, and look at Gelato, aggressive there behind Chris's car, but Chris is not going to be phased by that at all. And now give Fruitful a bit of room, going towards down this over the Anderson Bridge, going down this is right-hander. As we can see that these 3 guys on those medium those 2 guys on the softs are will be feeling a lot of anguish and pain going through towards the end of this race. Yeah, lucky that for Clarkie boy. We'll hopefully get to see him back in the next race in Russia. So it's might have been to retire because of world feedback problems. And look at Gelato. Gelato's closing on Chris, but Chris got the DRS as well. You can look at Laser as well on those medium compound tires. Look at the medium runners now. They're closing in on those soft tire runners now. The soft tires are now going to take the screaming in pain now. They don't want to be on this road anymore. As Gelato is really hounding in on Chris. Look at him, he's snaking around him like a massive cobra about to strike. Here comes Chris towards the outside of Fruitful now, as Chris tries to get past Fruitful. Fruitful holds on, good defending from him, as Gelato are late on the brakes, but nothing happening. Lost Souls goes into 7th place now, as it gets past MMCR Venom. As Connor's on the back of this group. Where's Connor at? Connor's is like literally touching Venom's car, and Venom's looking at all sorts of problems, but Connor's not going to be getting past in there. You're going to be brave going for a look at this. This is the top 4. This is the top 4 car fighting down for the lead, as these 2 on the soft tyres are really struggling. This is bringing Jensen and that lot into play. So this is going to be very interesting to watch if how this all plays out. They're all trying to look out their tyres the best they can, but literally everyone is trying to find a good place to overtake here. Gelato closing in on Chris's car. Chris holding on superbly well, trying to blast those softs out the best he can do, is so Fruitful. but this is all just playing to the hands of those guys in the medium tires. Jensen has joined this battle. It's now 5-car fight. Chris has dived into the pits, so that means he'll get onto those medium tires straight away. This will release Gelato, and this will now bring Gelato on the back of Fruitful. Fruitful is not an easy guy to overtake. Reynolds into the pits as well after 4 laps in the hard, so I think he must have problems or something with his front wing, probably. As these guys now sneaking towards the back straight, as Gelato closing in on that Racing Point car. The Racing Point car, Joel, then Gelato goes down the inside, and Gelato will take the lead of this Singapore Grand Prix. And Fruitful trying to get past him, but no, you're not going to get past him from there. Joey gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Exceeding the track limits too much, you'll get a penalty. So now, to see how Gelato now, he's trying to stretch the gap over the soft tire run of Fruitful. Fruitful has to come in. He has to come in. Those soft tires don't look pretty, as Laser now is literally snaking around that Racing Point car. As look at how much tire, look at the confidence that Laser has on those tires, literally closing in on Fruitful a lot at an alarming rate. Laser trying to see if he can find a way around, but this is Singapore. You've got to pick your opportunities really well here, because this is not an easy circuit to overtake. There's a few opportunities to overtake, but it's not many. Oh, and look how confident Laser is on the brakes on the back of Fruitful's car as I go underneath the grandstands. Laser closes in even more. 4/3 of a second between the two. Now Laser's closing in on Fruitful. Fruitful dies. Wise move from Fruitful as he gets off those medium tyres. Will go off the soft onto his medium compounds, and now will be him set for the rest, probably for a good 12 or 13 laps on those mediums before he can get to go on them again. Electrodan goes into the pit lane over tyres. So that's a Mercedes guy out of this Grand Prix. So now we go into Lost Souls' car. As he closes in on Sanchevitz. Lost Souls having a very good race at the moment. Getting past Sanchevitz, goes into P4. So Lost Souls into that P4 position. And look at Sanchevitz trying to clean something back. Connor, after a spin, is still there, you know. He's still hanging in there. So good work from Connor to come back into this race. Electrodan is out of this Grand Prix, so no points for Electrodan or Mercedes for him. So now we're going to see when this all plays out now. Lost Souls is getting away from Sanchevitz and Connor. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to do that. So here comes Connor closing it on Sanchevitz. Sanchevitz gets a very good drive, of course, coming out of the corner, so Connor had to try and get another way round. Connor had an impressive start in his championship as he made a very, very on-point start. Had a few incidents here and there that cost him a few bits, but you can't deny the quality of CPI Connor as he making the statement for next season in Season 8. Look, yeah, I had a long day, okay? I had a long day, and it's been a long day. I just came back. I'm a little bit exhausted, and look at this. I look at CPI Connor going past them. Sanchevitz is into turn 1, so Connor would go into P5, and now he will try and clash down Lost Souls. Jensen is closing in on Laser. Chris, 3-second penalty. Joey has retired from the session. He goes into the pits to retire, and we got a safety car. Did Joey crash into the pit wall, I wonder? He did. Joey's retired. Joey would crash into the pit wall entry of the pit entry. So we got a safety car. This will not help Game Boys at all with his hard tyres. Definitely a good move there by CPI Connor on Sanchevitz, but let's deny the fact. Well, it was a weird retirement. So now we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car out now. So what were these medium tyres going to do? The medium tyre runners going to do? Are they going to pit, or are they going to stay out? Most likely for them, they're going to be coming in. Most likely for the hard tyres. Let's go to Gelato, because he's the first medium time runner. So Gelato, what's he going to do? He's our leader. What's he going to do? Gelato's coming in. So is Laser. So is Jensen. They're not going to listen to you down there. All coming in. So Game Boys will stay out. Lost Souls gets a 5-second penalty for collision with Connor. Lost Souls is collision doesn't end. So Game Boy stays out. Pretty much why he's moved. He's only been on 8 laps on those. So right now, Game Boys leads. Chris second, Gelato third, Laser fourth, Fruitful fifth, Jensen sixth, Lost Soul seventh, Connor in 8th, Santovic 9th, Venom in 10th, Gogs 11th, and Lironix in 12th. So that's your order at the moment. We've got 12 guys running in GP1 right now. Joey, Dan, and Clark have retired. So, as championship standings go, Chris will take the championship lead going into Russia, and Laser will definitely go into that 3rd place position in the championship. He's on for a good race, and probably for Renault as well. 1st and 4th is Renault. Renault having a good strong race today, so very good stuff from them. So, as all weaving around the safety car, we're waiting on Gogs and Lironix to join the pack. Venom's just joining this group now. Waiting for Gogs and Lironix to join this group, and then we'll be getting underway once again. So this is going to be very intriguing on strategy. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Chris will have to stop again. And so does Fruitful. Because if you think about it, those me and Tom compounds will take a lot of punishment around here. So it'll be very interesting to see how far they go. Probably 12, 13 laps maximum. In my view, then we go down the order. Laser's picked up, I think in my mind, Laser's picked the right compounds. He's set for the end. Gelato is set for the end. Jensen's set for the end. Lost Souls and Sanchevitz and Connor. They've all set for the race, for race victory. Lironix has to stop again. Fruitful's going to stop again, and Chris has got to stop again. Those medium tyres will not go any further. As the pack is now to be bunched up again now. Sensible driving from the drivers today, as always in GP1. Super disciplined. As Rage and Dan is literally just talking away about the tyres. Dan's a well-experienced man around a Singapore course. This is his favourite all-time circuit as we're heading off to Russia for our next race round. It'll be round 17 of this challenge. Can we believe we're at round 17 already? Scary to think that, isn't it? We'll be crowning a champion very, very soon in the next coming weeks. Definitely not GP1, it's too close to call. Safety car is in this lap. Game Boys leads. Chris second, Gelato third, Laser fourth, Fruitful fifth. Jensen 6th, Lossol 7th, Connor 8th, Centrich 9th, Brennan 10th, Gogs 11th, and Leronix in 12th. This Mercedes car Leronix has got to get into the points to help himself. Game Boys another session. His car will be ghosted. Chris has got to hand that position back. They're not handing the position back. So right now, everyone's going through Game Boys. Chris will now go. Game Boys has dropped down to last. It's Game Boys' car. Let's slow down again. We're all slowing down again. They're all slowing down again. Then why they're all slowing down again? Very sharp braking for Chris. Sandevis clout it into the back of on the back of Connor's car, I believe. We've got guys got overtakes standing off all over the place. Sandevis continuing the turn 2 as Connor takes over 7th place. They've got a massive kerfuffle in the restart, but now everyone's got to look at this. Sandevis gets overtaken again by Venom. Venom takes over. Lyronix is taking over. Sandevis had a massive mare at the start. I don't know what's going on at the start. But that was not on, and Sandevis squeezing Leronix. Leronix is going down the inside, going into this right-hander, but no, Sandevis. Chris will get a bit of a warning for that. In my view, there was a very poor restart there. He literally put his foot down and literally hit on the brakes after that. Not supposed to do that here in League Racing, boys. You should know that. It's Fruitful now coming towards the back of Gelato. Gelato closing in on Chris, but look at Fruitful down towards the inside, making the medium tires work, and Fruitful takes 2nd place. Good move from Fruitful as he takes in that 2nd place position. Very good stuff from the Racing Point driver as he comes and chase after. The game does slow the cars down on the restart. They do that. Fruitful now closing in on Chris. Look at the pace of Fruitful's car actually. Roaring it towards Chris's AlphaTauri, and we've got a big train of cars behind. Chris leads from Fruitful, from Gelato, from Laser. Laser had a really good race at the moment on those hard tyres, and so is Gelato. Trying to stop beautifully. Every single one of those hard tyres have done extremely well. Chris leads. Oh, that's a car round. That's not Venom. Venom's round. So Venom's round. Has he got any damage on the car? No. Smacks the right rear. Falls back. Venom's back under running again. Gogs gets a 3-second time penalty. And we've got Sanchez and Leronix in a close fight. Dogs of war, these GP1 cars, these GP1 drivers. The leader did disconnect. The leader did disconnect as Leronix closing in on Sanchez. Dogs of war. It is for the championship. Leronix needs to get points to stand any chance of staying in this championship. Every point counts at this stage of the season. This is where the championship should be considered to be serious. Leronix closes even more on Sandevis's Haas. The Haas car, Sandevis doing extremely well to hold off Leronix. Leronix on those medium tyres is trying to do his business. Let's go to the leaders of Fruitful. No Rappy today. Electric Down was reserved for Rappy, but unfortunately Rappy couldn't make it tonight. So Gelato is closing in on Chris. Chris now gets a really good exit, but so does Fruitful. Fruitful closing in very even more on Chris's car. Vernon Pitt for his stop. And look how good that AlphaTauri is, holding off that Racing Point. That Racing Point driver of Fruitful is not going to give in just yet. But those two are on those medium tyre compounds. These two are trying to get away as far as they can to get away from those hard tyre runners, as far away as they can, so they can make those medium tyres work. Dan says they could go to lap 26. If they can keep lapping at this rate, they could get a good lead over the most of the hard tyre runners. They could be healthy to go on the soft tyre compound. They most likely might go to softs. Chris leads from Fruitful. Fruitful closing it. Let's go on board with Fruitful. Let's have to keep on Chris's car in the corners. Chris is an extraordinary driver. Chris is no. This is why Chris is in this championship fight. Both being very precise through the corners. Well, this should be the GP1 drivers. So the GP1 drivers, of course, is our main event. This is our main event of our race week. GP1 on a Thursday. And this is why we waited so long for this. These guys, and Fruitful gets all messy on the curb. Makes his rear wheel spin. He's going to lose a lot of time. He's lost 4 or 5 tenths to Chris there. Spun the rear wheels on the curb, and that's lost a lot of time. Game Boys has rejoined. MW will be happy being in 11th. I'll tell you that for sure. Laser closing slowly to Gelato. Lost Souls is on the back of Jensen. Jensen holding on only just. Connor running well in 7th as well. These guys are on hard time runners. They're basically going to the end of this race. Leronic's still harassing Sanchevitz. Look at Connor literally trying to close in on Lost Souls' car. That McLaren is all closing in on Jensen. Jensen getting away with a very good exit. Lost Souls behind. It's been brilliant stuff from the GP1 drivers with their driving skills. Lost Souls is closing even more to Jensen. Jensen closing in to no one. Laser's gone to the way. Pretty much so. Look at Leronix holding off. Santa is holding off Leronix. What about the leaders? Fruitful closing onto the back of Chris's car. We got the tiniest screens up again, which is good to see. Fruitful is almost there to Chris's car. Now Fruitful needs a very good exit. Gelato glitched into the wall for some reason. Now here comes Fruitful towards the back of Chris's AlphaTauri. Going down the inside into this left-hander with his problem for overtaking. Giving each other room. Chris gets a 3-second penalty for getting shoved off the track. Side by side between the two. How did they not lose front wings there? Fruitful down the inside. Chris smacks the wall a bit. No front wing damage on the AlphaTauri. But nowhere near for Fruitful to go. Good defending, good racing between the two. Very good racing, giving each other in the best they can to get fit. 2 Formula 1 cars in the same part of the track was incredible. But Fruitful is looking really racy. Down the inside he goes, trying to get a really good exit. Chris has all sorts of problems. Here comes Fruitful towards down the outside and towards this left-hander. Down the outside he goes. He'll get the racing line. And he gets past Chris. Good drive from the two of them as Fruitful takes the lead. So Fruitful doing his best now to get away from Chris. But look at the hard tyre run of Gelato. Really hanging on with those medium tyre runners, which is fair play to his part. Laser's following close behind. Pretty much down front of the needle it is. Now look at Laser coming towards Gelato's Haas. Gelato gets a very weird line going through turn 2. Laser, of course, in the fight. In 4th place in the championship. He's 4th place in this race. No, he did not rage. Chris did not pick up any front wing damage at all. Chris is fine. He's all good. Connor gets past Jensen and Lost Souls. When did Connor do that? I did not know that. Connor's into 5th now. Good driving from his. Very good drive from his part. Laser will have to figure that because Connor's on his backside very soon. Laser trying to close in on on Gelato very quickly, but Gelato holding on to the car superbly well. Trying to get the maximum purchase from the tyres, and look how close they are to Chris. Has Chris got front wing damage on Wonder? I don't see any damage on the AlphaTauri. Not as far as I can see. Is he struggling on the tyres on Wonder? Oh, unlucky there for Rappy. Now we know the reason. Work calls, you got to come in. I know that feeling. Can't be the tyres going off now, and there's only been 9 laps on them. Gelato. Look at the confidence that Gelato has. Is anything wrong with Chris's car? Is even a rich miss too wrong? Is the engine a bit too hot? Jensen in the pits. I don't know what for. Is there a front wing change? It is a front wing change. As Gelato's closing on Chris. It must be hard to save me fuel. That was too easy for Gelato to overtake Chris there. Lasers on the back of these two. Is Chris planning something then? Is he saving the tyres? Is he managing the tyres? It's got to be. It's got to be. So Chris is struggling because of Vicky's fuel saving, harvesting and saving tyres. Gelato and Blazers caught the both of them. Because look at the lead Fruitful has now, 2.9 seconds ahead. Connor's just behind in the background. Gelato gets a 3-second penalty. We don't know who's going to win this race. We don't know who's going to win it. It's all come down to that 31st lap. Laser closing in even more on Chris. Chris is struggling even more. Look at Laser, all out attack. Look at Connor, 1.8 seconds behind these lots. There's Fruitful. There's Gelato. Well, that was a bit of front wing I saw. Whose front wing is that? I saw front wing damage. It looks pink. Is it Fruitful's car? It is. Fruitful's in problems. Fruitful's got problems with the front wing. He's got damage on both sides. Fruitful's got problems. Fruitful's got front wing damage on the straight. I don't know how the hell he managed to do that. But now, Fruitful's got problems. Fruitful's got front wing damage. So now, this lot will come in down on. It'll be hounding on Fruitful now. Yeah, Fruitful's got massive problems. Fruitful's going down the order. And now, Gelato leads. Chris second, but he is harvesting fuel and energy. He's been on 11 laps on the tyres. The tyres are degrading a lot now. As Laser closing on the bow. As it stands, this guy, Laser, will be taking the win at this point. I think Gelato has more penalties than him. Laser hounds in. He's like a spider catching a fly. Even though it sounds really grim. The Ronix 3 seconds. Fruitful retires out of this race. Why? You're going to be getting points, Fruitful. Chris must have done the same then if he's pushed the tyres a bit too long. And here comes Laser. Look how close he is. Chris has shut the DRS and Laser squeezes Renault down the outside and gets past him. Talk about threading that car to the squeeze of his ability. And Laser squeezes, and then he squeezes Both racing points are out. They both retired. No points for Racing Point today. Now we've got these guys will all be in the point. Look at Connor. Chris is not happy. Is hounding that car. Laser as Laser is literally lasered. Can Connor get past Chris quickly in the top two? Look at the leaders, close to each other, 7/10 of a second between the two. As Connor looks down the inside, no room there. Chris will stay third for now, but I think the next straight will prove all the difference. Lost Souls fifth, good racing from him. Laser 5/10 behind and Connor goes down the inside of the AlphaTauri. Too easy for Connor to get past. Chris is going to think about coming in very soon. Jensen, fastest lap of the race. Right now, we're looking at Laser, and he's aiming for that race win today. That will propel him to a very, very satisfying third in the championship, or possibly taking second in the championship. You never know. So now Laser closing in on Gelato. Gelato struggling, Laser flying. Laser is loving Singapore right now. Laser trying to see if he can get that first spot away from Gelato. We've got 11 laps to go in this Grand Prix. This guy Laser is doing all he can to see if he can close in on the championship leaders. Neuronix struggling, and it's probably costing time. Lost Gelato very, very close to the wall in the spectator chicane, but he survived it only just. And now Laser is trying to make all gains as he can, because Connor now has joined this fight. Connor now on the back of Laser is now. Chris has gone into the pits to get rid of those medium compound tyres. Which time to go? We're going to look at the graphic. Is it softs or mediums for Chris? 14 laps to mediums. Okay, he's gone on to another set of mediums. He's set for the... Right, now he's set to do 10 laps on mediums. Fair enough, wise move from him. I went on board with Connor. I'm going to look on the back of the suspension. Laser closing even more on Gelato. Oh, Connor with the late brakes there. Good braking there for Connor. Good brakes from him. Now we're going to see how this lot will do in a train. 10 laps to go. These three drivers are set to go the distance. Chris 8th, Leronix 6th. Centrovich 5th. Lost Souls 4th. Connor getting even closer to Laser's car than Laser closing in on Gelato. Lost Souls there behind. Leronix has been stuck behind Sanchevitz all race long, as these three cars are battling for the race win. Gelato has put up more penalties than these two, so I think Laser will win it, and I think Connor will take second, but it's all to play for still. It's Gelato getting away from Laser even more. Laser trying to hold off Connor. Connor doing all he can to get past that second place car of Laser. Laser goes into the double left-hander a lot more quickly than he would. Now Connor now flies towards the main straight. Connor now towards the back of Laser's car, and Laser shuts the DRS and shuts the door on Connor now. That red Ferrari is growing even nearer and nearer to the back of that banana-looking Renault of Laser. Laser has got all the support in the world from Mr. Dan. Dan is supporting this man ever since this championship fight has begun. Laser 3/10, 2/10 behind Gelato, sneaking on the inside, but no, stays behind it for now. Connor now looking to see if there's an opportunity to be taken. He's got to bide his time. So we're looking at these three drivers to see who's going to take the race win. Gelato trying and trying to hold on. Laser pushing harder ever than before to get past Gelato. Gelato stays ahead of Laser. Laser not going to be denied. This is for the race victory. This is for Singapore pride. And Laser coming towards the back of Gelato's car. Gelato not gonna be denied though. He's got to stay under that Renault as Connor is still binding his time to see if there's any move to be taken. Look at this, absolutely precision from the drivers. Connor taking a tighter line then than Laser. We're going to look at Connor's car now. We're going to go on board with him as Laser Connor just trying to think of something to get past Gelato's car. These guys' hearts will be pumping their hearts out now to see. They'll be pumping with energy, pumping with motivation, and of course pumping the tyres out, of course. Connor, see, Connor's just biding his time to see if he can get past Laser's Renault. Laser gets a very good exit though. Now he's coming towards Gelato's Haas car, but the Haas car of Gelato, oh, he gets messy. Gelato gets messy in the exit, but he'll have the decent gap though. He'll have the gap to Laser. Look at Connor. Connor looking down the inside. Connor down the inside. Connor down the inside for Laser. Laser gets forced out wide. Connor will take second place. Connor takes second. So Connor will take second place. And now he will take on Gelato. Sneaky move for Connor there. Lovely work. Well, this is a guy who spun in lap 1, don't forget. This is a good race for Connor. And a very good comeback drive. These guys are not going to be giving up though. Laser will not be giving up on that very easily. As Connor is now looking towards the back of Gelato. Sensational racing from these three guys. What's going to happen in the championship standings, I wonder? As Chris gets past Jensen to take over 7th. Now he's 18 seconds behind Leronix. As Leronix is still stuck behind Sandovitz, and you had to admit Leronix's car is on 14 laps of meetings. His tyres are pretty much shot, and Game Boy is on 22 laps on hards. So think about that for a second, as Connor still can't get past Gelato. Laser's gonna bide his time. Connor looking for another race victory. As Connor trying to find a good exit. These guys are on the same lap of tyres. 40 laps to 40 laps as Connor races towards Gelato's car. Down the inside he goes. Can he take the lead? He can. And Gelato will go down to second place. So Gelato, oh, and Gelato's lost it. Gelato trotted on the exit, and now he's out of the race. Unbelievable scenes. Oh, that's such a shame for Gelato. We're now down to 2. Oh, you gotta feel sorry for Gelato. It's a virtual safety car, so there'll be no safety car. Unbelievable. DRS enabled, we're back racing again. Lost Souls, great restart for Lost Souls, by the way. There's now taking 3 tenths out of Laser. Because it's GP1, that's brilliant. So now Lost Souls are coming into play. Laser's got to try and catch down Connor. Few laps to go. Leronix has fit the softs on now. He'll try and catch down to Jensen, who's 8 seconds ahead of him, which will probably virtually be impossible. So Laser's 1.1 behind. Let's go to Jensen as he's on the back of Chris's car. Pretty much. As Jensen trying his best to take down Chris's AlphaTauri. We'll keep an eye on the latest gap very soon. As Jensen closes and closes in on Chris. Leronix on the soft tyres, 7.2 behind this group. As Jensen battles Chris for 5th. 3 tenths behind the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri car turns and so does Jensen. Now it's going to be all to play for. We're going to see how this all plays out. Jensen leads. Well, Jensen is behind Chris. It's all to play for. Is Connor good to win this race after this Grand Prix is done? We most likely to, I can see most likely to be. It does indeed, Dan. It does indeed. If Jensen gets past Chris here, Laser could be taking the lead of the championship. Gogs 3 seconds. Can Jensen do Laser a favour and getting past this Chris? Gelato, unfortunately, you do have to feel bad for Gelato. He raced so well, then of course the main thing happened. The irony happened, he lost it, dropped the car. Oh, and Jensen gets a little bit shaky in turn 1 and smuts him up in the next 2 corners. So Chris will get away by another few tenths of a second. So Jensen will have to close down that gap. Look at Leonix closing in. Closing in on this group. Jensen trying his best to close in on Chris, but Chris still stays ahead. 4.8 now between Leronix and Jensen. So Leronix is going to come into this play of this race at the pretty much the very end part of this race. 2.4 between Laser and Connor. Connor is now getting away from Laser. This is our closest fight between Jensen and Chris. Jensen is trying all he can. He's on a 4 lap of different of tyres than to Chris's medium tyres, the both medium tyres. I've got a 4 lap difference. If that's the case, Dan, then Laser can keep it under 3 seconds, then he'll be fine. Now, this will be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Laser's now 2.9. Nearly 3 seconds behind Connor. There you go, 3 seconds now. Laser right now out of the race running. Look at Jensen closing even more. So trying to close down to Chris's car even more. Rappy is doing the same. You probably see Rappy's car any moment. There it is in the background. He's trying to close in on these 2 cars. Jensen trying to hound down Chris. Chris is not liking this track any more than he likes to want to. And here goes Jensen. No cross, no forgiven. Going through this right-hander, through turn 4, down towards the kink of turn 5 into 6. This is where the overtaking should be done. But Chris gets a very good exit out of the corner. Now he will now apply the brakes now as Jensen brakes late. Later than Chris. Jensen 3 second time penalty. That might hinder his chances against Chris. Leronix is closing him even more. 3.5 seconds the gap now. These lot are fighting. Leronix is closing him very slowly. There he is in the background. So Jensen will have to close in on Chris even more than he needs to. He needs to get past him. But is that 3 second penalty going to hinder his chances? It's all to play for in the Singapore Grand Prix. Jensen now closing, trying to get past Chris even more, but Chris is not. It's going to be phased by Jensen's Red Bull by any means necessary. So Jensen is doing the business right now, trying to close a look at Leronix. Leronix closing in on Jensen even more. It's now 1.9 seconds between this car and the Red Bull. Those soft tyres are doing a business on his Mercedes. Leronix is trying to do damage limitation for his championship. Can he do the business? Who's down the pitch? Jensen's in. So Lyronix will have to try and catch down Chris himself. That'll be interesting to see. The gap is 3 seconds. I'm sorry I can't see the comments because my YouTube on my phone is not working, so I have to... Well, see what happens, isn't it? I got an idea. Do that. So, Lyronix now 3 seconds behind this lot. As Lyronix 2.8 is closing in on Chris's car. There's Chris just going through the chicane now. Rappy. So not, I keep saying Rappy Freeze because I keep seeing him in that murk. Lyronix 4.1 between Connor and Laser. Connor has got this race in the bag if he doesn't make a mistake. Laser will probably must be settled for second. Lost Souls lost another 4.1 behind. So it's down to these two. Rappy are pretty much the same, mate. Lyronix closing even more. 4 laps on those soft tyres, but how long will they last? I wonder. It depends how long they last. Lyronix is giving everything. There is Chris, right in the foreground. There's Lyronix going into the shot now. Going down this back straight, 2.8 seconds is the gap. Look at the tyres on Lyronix, they're starting to wear down a bit. They're not as shiny as they aren't anymore. They are literally coming towards like little, it's pretty much dull grey rubber. It is all to play for. Connor looks like he's going to win this race. Laser looks like good to be second. Lost Souls may be third, with Santifis behind him in 5th. Chris in 5th, Lyronix in 6th. It depends on the penalties on the guys behind to see if the race result will otherwise stand. Is Lyronix tyres burnt out, I wonder? Because now Chris is starting to get away. He's trying his best to catch down Chris's car, but Chris is not going to be denied. 2 laps to go. Connor's driving sensation. This guy, remember, Connor spun on lap 1 in turn 2, and he made a brilliant comeback drive to take in first place. Almost 5 seconds. Chris made a little bit of an error, but it doesn't really matter to him. It's still 2.4 ahead of Lyronix. Pretty much so, Rage. He is going for fastest lap. And I think he might going to take it now. No, not yet. He's not. In that nearly 5 seconds between Connor and Laser. Yep, Connor looks like he's going to win this race by a good margin. It's down to Lyronix now. If he can get past, he can try and catch down Chris, but I don't think he is. As Connor goes through the final 5 or 6 corners to start the last lap. Lyronix is doing all he can to try and catch down Chris, but I don't think he's got enough in him yet. Let's go to Connor. Let's give him his lap of glory. Connor in his Ferrari has done a sensational race. Spun on lap 1. Comeback drive to the safety car helped him out a lot. And now he looks like he's going to be taking victory in the Singapore Grand Prix. Connor has drove a sensational race. Masterminded the strategy. Pretty much so, Rappy. Pretty much so. as Connor goes through these corners here in Singapore. The night sky shining down on this red Ferrari. The crowd cheers as Connor goes through this beautiful Sector 2. This guy has drove a sensational race. Going through the hairpin turn, over the Anderson Bridge. Coming towards the final sector. Connor has done this race to a T. Laser won't catch him. The penalty will be standing, but it's too big. Connor flies through the corners. Connor flies down this little straight. And Connor will fly through the final two corners. Connor wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Laser will be in second. Will be coming home in second. Lost Souls will be coming in third. Lost Souls' first podium in GP1. Sanchowitz in fourth. No, Sanchowitz will take third. Lost Souls' penalty counted. Chris, so I'll tell you what, I'll be up for British Championship standings. Neuronix will take fifth, so Chris goes down to sixth. What does that do for the championship, I wonder? Driver of the day by miles by Connor. By a massive margin. Jensen will take home seventh. Game Boys, you have to feel a little bit sorry for him because he had that disconnection that pretty much cost him the race victory. Hyuko in eighth. And Goggs will come home ninth. 2 points for Goggs. There you go, possibly there for Dan. Laser could be taking championship leads. I'll tell you now, don't turn away for GP1 in the next load of weeks, for the next 6 weeks or so. It's just getting even spicy. Connor wins GP1 for stone dead last after he spun, and he wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Unbelievable drive from Connor. Lost Souls get the games driver of the day, but our driver of the day will have to go to Connor. Unbelievable drive from him. That spin to first, unbelievable driving. Laser could be taking the lead of the driver's standings. As the guys celebrate, Connor, Laser and Sanchowitz. So these are race standings after the Singapore Grand Prix. Connor first, Laser second, Sanchowitz third, Lost Souls fourth, Neuronix fifth, Chris sixth, Jensen seventh, Game Boys David Goggs ninth, and your DNF runners will be, DNF races will be Gelato, Venom, Fruitful, Joey, Dan and Clarky. Mercedes struggle again. Is this starting the downfall, I wonder? There you go. So that's your podium winners. Let's see if we can get them into the party. To have a good word with them. I'm sure Connor would love that. Left us. I don't. No, he hasn't left us yet. So, oh god, this is the fun part, isn't it? It's getting these drivers in. So. Hello, Sancho is. Well done.
Hi.
Well done, man. Good third place.
Yeah, finally podium in GP1. It has been coming for a few races now, so I missed out on it slightly in Britain, I think. And then also in Belgium, got screwed over by the safety car. But yeah, actually this race was one of my worst. I had very little confidence, actually. No grip. I don't know, maybe the wrong setup or something.
Yeah.
But I was sliding all over the place, and especially in Sector 3. But yeah, I think the key was to keep it clean today. I saw a lot of guys going into the pits, making extra pit stops, into the wall. I also had some damage, but yeah, my pace was horrible, but still managed the podium.
So what was the turning points race for you then, Sancho?
I don't know. For me, it was a bad race, but yeah, people just crashed each other out, I think. And yeah, keep it clean. I don't know if you you saw my pace, but yeah, was not that good, but happy to take third place.
So what confidence gives you to next race in Russia then? Now you got this third place. Is your confidence going to be a little bit more better going into Russia?
Yeah, I think it stays probably the same. For me, it's all about how I feel in the car and how I can push my limits. And I feel in this race, I was struggling for the whole race. So the key thing for me is really to get a good setup, and especially a race setup. Because now I was on a TT setup, and I don't think that was the right thing. So I will focus on optimizing the setup. And I was already full of confidence, actually, because I was on a streak of pretty good races, pretty good results. So yeah, I will build further on that.
And how are you feeling going into the Russian Grand Prix next weekend? Well, next week on Thursday.
Yeah, Russia is a track that I like. Yeah, it's again all about keeping it clean in terms of track limits. So that will be key. And yeah, I have a good feeling when driving it. So I actually like it. I like it more than Singapore. So it should be a good race. But yeah, with those fast people, I don't expect a podium. But again, when something happens to them, yeah, everything is actually possible.
Best thing for you is keep your all four tyres off within the wide lines. You should do well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing, I think, going into Russia.
So let's go to the man in second place and one of our championship fighters, which is Laser. Laser, very good race from you today. Good qualifying on those medium tyres, and then you switch over to the hard tyres for the rest of the race. In terms of the results, like the Ironics and Chris finished a little bit more lower than you. Do you really think that this could be the chance now for your championship lead and in terms of the championship itself? Do you think you got the more points advantage going into Russia? I mean, the racing itself, you were fighting at one point, and then of course Connor, of all places, caught up, and he spun on lap one, then he won the race. What do you think of Connor today? And yeah, I mean, what a wonderful race to Connor is. I don't think he'll be joining us. In terms of your race, Laser, how was it today? Oh, Laser. Before I stop you there, Dan can't hear you in the party. I think you need to change your voice settings.
No, I think that should be better.
Right, okay. Again, in terms of the racing yourself, how was the racing today?
From my perspective, it's pretty clean, but there wasn't much I could do. I didn't race many people.
And you're very short on answers today, aren't you? You've got not much to say, haven't you?
I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
Yeah, in terms of the championship, are you pretty much focused, taking it race by race, or you are going to be focusing on this championship?
Oh, of course I have to focus on the championship if I want to win it, but I've got to tackle it one race at a time, trying to get max points out of every track.
Oh, cat. Sorry. It's my cat, sorry. I forgot to tune off.
And in terms of Mercedes Laser, are you happy to see them struggling now at this point of the season?
It's only a matter of time before people's luck change. I had it bad luck at the beginning, now I think Lyronic's getting bad luck. Rappy's just consistent, and Chris has already had his bad luck early on, so it's just a spell, I think.
And Russia, and how would you play the game going into Russia? Is it going to be all out attack, or are you going to be playing it safe with the track limits?
I always play it safe on track. I don't drive as fast as I possibly can, because I will pick up penalties. And
then for the next few weeks coming up, is there any tracks you'll be thinking, oh, I'm going to take advantage of the championship contenders?
No, because I think a lot of us are on pad anyway, so I'm on pad and I think other three are on pad as well, so it's not going to really make that much of a difference to track.
And what other tracks are you looking forward to then coming towards the end of the season?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but maybe USA. I've not really tried it though yet, so I'm honestly not sure.
Fair enough. So that is one of your championship contenders. We're not going to hear from Connor today because he's not coming in for an interview, but well done to Connor. He's our driver today. Of course, you spun on that one, but played the championship all but brilliantly, so well done to him. And Laser will continue championship fighting, and Sanchez a podium for him. And of course, Dos Sols played his race well, and he got his first top 5 finish in GP1. So congratulations to him. That'll be it for our race week here in Singapore. Join us on Monday when we start race week I think it's 17. Yep, race week number 17. Going into the Russian Grand Prix. Join me and Tim on Monday, 7:30 for the Russian Grand Prix for GP4. See you next week, guys. Speed Force Racing over.